Hey kids, do you remember a song called Bohemian Rhapsody? Do you know of this song? Well, if you don't, then what the hell are you doing? This is one of the greatest songs of all time. Bohemian Rhapsody is just one of those songs you just have to listen to. As I'm recording this, it is the first music video from the 20th century to reach 1 billion views on YouTube. That is just insane, and I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have listened to this song as well as watched the music video on YouTube. It's just one of those songs it's one of the greatest songs of all time. The lyrics, the music, the sounds, it's just so good. And of course, this was created by one of the greatest bands of all time, Queen, which was led by one of the greatest frontmans, if not the greatest frontman in musical history, Freddie Mercury. And coincidentally, the video that I am making today for you is a movie review of a film which is coincidentally called Bohemian Rhapsody, which is about Queen and Freddie Mercury. Naturally, as you may guess by how much I love that song, as well as many of the other songs that Queen have done in history, then I absolutely love this film. Just everything about this film. And this is nothing new. I'm sure many of you would have heard this from many other reviewers on YouTube and other publishers wherever. But let me just reiterate this. The acting is just superb, bar none. Rami Malek plays Freddie Mercury, and he is just sensational. And I really hoped that he'd win the Oscar after I saw this film at the theatres. And let me tell you, when he got nominated, I thought, this is brilliant. It didn't matter if he wasn't going to win it, but he did win. He won the Academy Award. He won the BAFTA. He won a Golden Globe just for this role, playing Freddie Mercury. This film has been in development hell for years. There was many other actors considered to play Freddie Mercury, one of those being Sacha Baron Cohen, who plays Borat. But of course, we ended up with Rami Malek, not everyone's first choice. He's just some guy from some show called Mr. Robot, but oh my god, he is just superb in this film. It's like Freddie Mercury is in the room. It is such a great performance, and it is just so deserving of an Oscar win. Superb. And all the other people who play the other band members from Queen, John Deacon, Roger Taylor and Brian May, they all look like them and they all act like them as well. So I've got to give a huge shout out to all those actors who played those roles in this film, as well, as they were tremendous as well. But of course, Rami Malek steals the show as Freddie Mercury. What this film is all about is basically the story about Freddie Mercury, his rise, his little fall, and then we end up at Live Aid at the end of the film. And of course, it's a story about Queen, one of the greatest bands of all time. It's really great to see like a dramatisation of all these events that take place. It's a really, really good film. If you've not seen this film for whatever reason, then I highly recommend that you see it, especially if you are a fan of Queen and their songs, because it's just part of the British psyche, really. Almost every day I hear a Queen song wherever I am, whether I'm in the car or just at home. It's always on the radio, or it could be on the TV. Sometimes I just want to listen to it on YouTube. Queen are just one of my favourite bands ever, like the Beatles as well and the Rolling Stones. I'm one of those people that like the older stuff from the 20th century. To be honest with you, I'm not really keen on modern day stuff. But that's just me. I mean, there's the odd thing now and again that I quite like. But if we're going to talk about favourite bands, Queen, for me, they are right up there. So this film, to me, is really good. Of course, there are some historical inaccuracies through this film. Like, the timeline in places is a little bit out of order. Like when Freddie finds out that he has AIDS towards the end of the film. And just a few other little pieces here and there which are a little bit inaccurate if you've actually read about the history of Freddie and like what the band did through the 1970s all the way through to the early 90s when Freddie Mercury sadly passed away from AIDS. It's a really huge down note when he finds out in the film from the doctor as well. And once again, the performance by Rami Malek is just so great. It's so heartbreaking to see because this is just such a reminder of how great a musician that Freddie Mercury was. He was just a true icon. He was a legend, and there weren't very many of them in terms of music, in my honest opinion. I really think that he is one of the greatest entertainers that the world has ever seen, and even now, nearly 30 years after his death, it's still a testament to him and the band that all those songs that they get played, whether it was his solo songs or whether it is the songs that he performed with Queen. It's just so so sad that it's not really here, really. But this film is a really great tribute, and I don't really think that they could have done any better, despite the historical inaccuracies. But a few films, a few biopics, they're gonna make something inaccurate because, I don't know, maybe studios might think that it may look better or sound better for the film purposes. So overall, I'm going to just give this a 10 out of 10. Bohemian Rhapsody is one of the best films to come out in the last few years. It really, really impressed me. I'll be honest with you, when I went to see the film, I thought that it was going to be a good film, but I really did not think that it would be this good. The acting is perfect, the music is perfect, the way that the film is edited is perfect, just everything. If you're a big fan of Queen, then you will love this film. So, before you go and buy this film. You can buy it on Blu-ray, DVD, or downloads now. It's just phenomenal. So thank you very much for watching this movie review of Bohemian Rhapsody, one of the best films for me for the last few years. And until next time, everyone, cheerio.